Welcome to English for Creative Writers. My name is Chim Newton, your guide. I am a writer, morality advocate, creative writing teacher, and author of over 100 books. I published my first short story in The Observer in 1979. I have since written on every genre of literature. I also have 35 morality books and 3 creative writing books to my credit. Well then, you can say I have experience enough to be your guide and teacher as you take a decisive step to actualize your dream of becoming a writer. You can do it, my friend. Yes, it requires consistent hard work and practice, but you are just a few steps away from becoming a writer. Yes, you have the most important credential, that is, your love and desire to write. And writing doesn't have to be stressful if you are properly guided to ignite your desire. Writing can be most pleasurable experience. Welcome. I have titled the first lesson as First Things First. In this first lesson, we shall consider the little things that matter in the journey of an aspiring writer. The first most important step in becoming a writer is not only discovering your passion to write about something, but sustaining it. Is there something you want to write about? Do you want to tell a story about growing up in the countryside, for example? Do you have some beautiful memories you want to share with the world? Do you want to write novels, plays, or poetry? What do you really want to write about? So first thing, settle it in your heart what you have great passion to write about. Once you have firmly decided what you want to write about, the next question you must answer is, how do I get started? Yes, how do you get started? For example, do you want to write for children? You need to read a lot of good children's storybooks and get familiar with the style, the simplicity of language, the diction, and the childlike conversations. In those early years, when the passion to write burned in me, there were virtually no books that offered meaningful help to aspiring writers. But as I combed the libraries, I stumbled upon this guiding principle. That is, if you really want to do well as a writer, you need to read a lot of good books in that particular genre in which you are interested. And this really helped to shape me as a creative writer. I fell in love with books, and I read books in every genre of literature. And then I found another principle, which is perhaps really the foundation upon which to build if you want to do well as a writer. Yes, if you want to do well as a writer, you must acquire reasonable mastery in the use of language. This is so crucial. Nothing is as damaging to any piece of writing as careless slips or grammatical blunders. It is capable of leaving a permanent dent on a writer's reputation. So without hesitation, I urge you to do all that it takes to master the use of language, English language that is. This is most essential for every aspiring writer. It is time to take another look at those tiny grammatical and idiomatic details you have encountered in high school and college. It is for this reason we are devoting the first part of this program to the language of a writer. I can assure you that you will enjoy every single lesson as you excitingly revisit the very basics of language that matter to anyone who want to take writing seriously. Welcome to English for Creative Writers. Now, it remains for me to say this to you, that even as you go through perfecting your mastery of language, you should draw up a reading plan. Perhaps at least one good book in that area you are particularly interested every month. As you do this, pay attention to the writer's use of language, his diction, narration, whether exclusively timed in the past or does it shift between the past and the present and the future. Consider also the style, especially after you have been through this program. So read and read a lot of good books, then practice. Begin to write something, especially after you have learned the principles of creative writing. Keep observing your environment, observing things and people around you, and let your imagination soar as you begin to see the possibilities of a story from every simple occurrence around you, especially if you do wish to write fiction. The ability to see a story in everyday interaction will greatly help you as a writer. So pay attention to doing these first things right away. Now, shall we delve into the language required of a writer? You can watch this video, listen to this audio again and again until the message sinks in. This is Chim Newton, your guide, saying goodbye for now.